Hello, Himasha, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can watch the video that we did last day. I think the link is in the group. So
Yeah, yeah.
these videos are unlisted videos, so that you can't just search in the YouTube and take them. So you have to go through the link, just through the link. These videos are just for yourself, okay, for your reference. Okay, last day we discussed inequalities regarding graphing. I think we stopped in the exercise 3F, and I asked you to do the rest of the exercise. Actually, could you tell me what were the questions we attempt? That means I can remember that we did A and D of the question 2. And did I do any question on the question 3 as well? Which one did I do?
Third one, I don't think we did.
We didn't do any.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will now do the uh, part C and F. Okay, I will do the part C and F, and then we will go to the question number 3. Okay, so page number, it will be page number 51. Yeah, okay, exercise 3F, question number 2, C and F. I am going to do now. I will first do the C part. What is the question there? For each pair of functions, sketch the graph on the same axis. Then find the coordinates of any points of intersection. Then write down the solutions for the inequality where fx is less than the gx. So what are our equations here? Fx is x squared plus 5. Gx is 5 minus 2x. Okay. So if x equals x squared plus 5, gx equals how much? 5 minus 2x. So as I said yesterday also, drawing the sketch of this kind of a graph should be really easy for yourself now. Okay. Uh, how will be the graph of y equals x squared without 5? It will be like this, going through the origin. When there is 5, what happens? The total graph shift 5 units upward. So it will be a graph going through 5 with, yeah, this shape. So this will be y equals, so this is fx. And what is our gx? 5 minus 2x. See, the point of interception, if we rearrange this in the form of y equals mx plus c, what are our m and c? M is minus 2 and c is 5. So the point of intersection is 5. That means this point is the point of intersection and minus 2. So that has a minus gradient. That means this is slanted this one, this side. Okay, so yeah, like this. The sketch will be like this. Actually, now we already know one of the point of intersections. This point, no? Because this is the turning point. We can easily catch up it. Never mind, we can algebraically find the other point as well. So let's jump into that point. How? We can utilize the two equations. So x squared plus 5 should be equal to minus 2x plus 5. So 5 and 5 cancels off, 2x comes this side. So x squared plus 2x equals 0. Then we can take x plus 2 equals 0. So either x should be equal 0 or x should be equal to -2. So the other point of intersection is -2. Already we got one at 0. So when this happens, what are the other points? Point of value of fx. When x is 0, fx is 5. So 0, 5 is one point of intersection. And what is the other point? When x is -2, -2 to the power 2, 4, 4 plus 5, 9. So -2, 9 will be the other point. Okay, so we found those. Then what? Write down the solutions for the inequality where fx is larger than. We need where fx is larger than the gx, where the regions where the red line is below the curve. Can you guys
Yeah, fx is less than gf.
yeah, sorry, fx is less than, no? So that means curve is under the red line. Yeah. Can one of you tell me the region answer for this part C? That is the most wanted part of.
-2 less than or equal x. X less than 0 or equal 0.
Yeah, that means this region. Is that clear? Within this region, the line is up in the upward position on the curve. So x is between -2 to 0. Hope these things are very clear to you. If you are not getting the points, just ask me. Okay. Hope you have done the homework as well. Okay. I will quickly jump on to the part F. Okay. Again, I will remember why we are doing this. We can actually find this inequality using algebraic method. No need to represent it graphically actually. How? As we did in the previous exercise, we could have written the equation fx is less than or equal gx, then just substitute these equations to two sides. So what we get? So we get x squared plus 5 less than or equal -2x plus 5. So again we get x times x minus x plus 2 less than or equal 0. So by drawing a number line, and we can see that this is the region where we get this answer. We could have done it without doing it graphically. Why we are doing it graphically also? To change our perspectiveness, to view it in a different angle, to see inequalities with a different perspective. That's why we are doing this manner, because in the occasions where we are applying these kind of things, one perspective will not be enough. So looking at from different angles is a necessary thing. That's why we are doing this. Okay, so let's jump into part F. What is the part F? Fx equals 7 minus x squared. X equals 7 minus x to the power 2. And gx equals 2x minus 8. 2x minus 8. How will be our graphs? See, the coefficient is negative. So this has a maximum shade. And what will be the point of intersection? It is +7. So if it was just y equals minus x squared, what will happen? The graph will be like this. which is going through the origin. And since it is 7 minus, it's going from this minus 7, sorry, plus 7. It will cut at the plus 7. Okay. So our graph will be like this, fx. Can name this as fx. Then what about our gx? 2x minus 8. See, point of intersection? It is very much down the line. It is in the negative side. So we can think it like somewhere here. And because of the space problem, I will draw like this. But this has a very steep curve than this also, gradient. This is our gx. Okay. So these will be our two curves. And what will be our points of intersection? Namita, can you tell me what are the point of intersection you got? Or are you still dealing with it? When we take everything to the right side, it will be x squared plus 2x. When we take this also, it will be minus 15. Yeah, it is going to factorize. What will be the answers here? It's plus 5 and minus 3. So x plus 5 times x minus 3 is equal to 0. So x is equal to minus 5 or x is equal to 3. When x equals minus 5, what is the value of fx or gx? Whatever we take, both should give the, both of these should lines should give us the same value. So I'll put it here, minus 18. So fx equals, sorry, f minus 5 equals g minus 5. It is equal to minus 18. When x is 3,
minus 2.
how much? Minus 2, yeah. It is minus 2. So our points of intersection will be minus 5 comma minus 18 or 3 comma minus 2. So this will be minus 5 here. And here it will be plus 3. Okay, so what are they asking? We should have curve should be under the line. So what is our answer for the part 3? This is for the part 2. This is for the part 1.
X is between minus 5 and 3.
Really? I don't think so. Look, fx, that means the curve should
Sorry,
be
other
under
way
the line.
round. Other way round.
Yeah, other way. Okay. So x is less than minus 5 or greater than plus 3. So x is less than minus or equal minus 5 or x is greater than or equal to 3. These are the answers for the part 3. Okay, why we are doing like 5, 6 type of same type of questions exercise? Why are we doing like that? If you take one type of questions, we do like 5, 6 times. Can someone explain? Actually, I explained you earlier, no? With that video, Drew and Gun. So now these are, for some people, these are guns work. That means we are, these are in our conscious mind. So we need to, sorry, subconscious mind. We need to push these to our conscious mind. So that means automatically we should be able to identify that these theories should go into us. That's why we are mastering these by doing a lot of questions. Okay. Now let's do the part question number A. That is part A of question number 3. I will do 4 questions. A, B, and sorry, A, C, D, F. A, C, D, F. A, C, D, F. And then I will do the challenge question as well. Okay. Try to finish these quickly. Has any of you finished the exercise? That means you attempted early beforehand of the class and now you are like free. Has any of you finished?
Yes.
Chiranga, did you?
No, sir.
Okay, give them a try. That when I am teaching, I like the mode of not teaching. You try it yourself like a mathematician does. Okay, and you try them yourself, and what you go places where you go wrong, and I'm very happy about that. If you get something wrong and you do it again go wrong, like that, and you get the answer, or you are not getting the answer, then we will discuss in the class and get the answer. So it's like you are going to learn many things. Okay, so trial and error method is the fastest way to learn things. Okay, the more you make mistakes, the more you learn. Motto of Elon Musk. Okay, not the motto, but when he says the secret of his success, what he says, he is always open to do mistakes and do mistakes very rapidly. And very good, Dinush, that you have finished all the exercise. So actually, according to the way that the concepts are discussed in the books, you can do a self-study as well. If you are confident about the basics, then you can go with the flow. Okay, and when you find some questions and difficulties, you can ask me. I am stuck here. What is the theory behind? So I am very much happy to help you in those occasions as well. Don't wait until, because in the class it's my responsibility to take you up into the same level. That means you make you pass the exam. And but for yourself, you can take the lead. Don't wait until the teacher comes. You run your marathon yourself, okay? And get the help. Get the help as much as needed. Okay, so let's do the first one. Find the set of values of x for which the curve with the equation y equal fx is below with the line of the equation y equal gx. Fx should be below. So what is the condition? Fx is below the gx. This is the condition. Are they asking us to sketch? They are not asking us but if you try, you will learn many new things as well. Okay, you can use the Desmos. Dinesh, did you try to sketch these graphs?
Yes.
Very good. So what happens when the x is in the denominator? The graphs have very different shapes. Could you graph them? Like fx equals 3 over x
I
squared.
didn't graph all.
Okay. So actually the first three will be easy to graph, but the others will be harder for yourself. So for those graphs, use Desmos. Or I told you, what is the other tool? Uh,
GeoGebra.
yeah, GeoGebra. So you can type these equations on those platforms, and it has a mobile version also available. So try to understand the relationships when the letters go up and down, what happened to the shape of the curve. So in the future it will make more sense to you. Now it will be just a graph for you, but when we are doing derivatives, calculus, that will make very much of a sense to you. That's why I'm asking you to, when you see some kind of equation, try to figure out it graphically. It's also very important. So if you have that sense, it will be a huge advantage in the future. So Dinush, now you can try visualizing, typing these graphs in one of those platforms.
I didn't graph the last three ones. I didn't understand.
Yeah, okay. Now what I'm asking is, now you try them on the tool. Okay, you can type this in the website GeoGebra and look what is happening to these graphs. What are the shapes like? It is not needed actually. Okay, this is something additional what I am talking, but it will be helpful for you in the future. Okay, so let's solve this. So actually sketching is not needed. So I will, for the first a and c, I will just we can do it by writing this inequality. So what is our fx? 3x to the power 2 minus 2x minus 1. Fx is 3x to the power 2 minus 2x minus 1. This should be less than the gx. What is our gx? X plus 5. So we can just solve this inequality. See what is happening. We can take x to this side, and it will be 3x to the power 2 minus 3x minus 6 should be less than 0. We can see that everything is dividing by 3. So it is minus 2. But is it factorizing? I feels like yes, minus 2 and plus 1. So now what are our factors? It's minus 1 and 2. If we think a number below minus 1 like minus 5, this is negative, this is negative. So negative into negative, it will be positive. Number like 0, what is happening? This part becomes minus, this part becomes plus. Minus into plus, it is minus, and this part again comes plus. So plus minus plus. But we need our answer in which region? It should be less than 0. So our region of x will be minus 1 to plus 2. Are you guys understanding this point? That means if you plot these curves within this region, the value of this graph will be below the gx, the curve of the gx. Okay, so let's do the part C. What is part C? 5x minus 2x to the power 2 minus 4 should be less than minus 2x minus 1. When we take everything to left side, what is coming? Minus 2x to the power 2. I am writing the principal term in front, the term which has the highest power. And when we take that, this becomes 7x minus 3. And we can multiply by minus 1. So we get plus 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 is greater than 0. The sign changes, side changes. Now, what are the factors? I feels like minus 6 times minus 1. So 2x squared plus 6, sorry, minus 6x minus x plus 3. You can take 2x out, x minus 3, and take minus 1 out, x minus 3. X minus 3 times 2x minus 1 is greater than 0. So what our points will be here? One is half and the other one will be 3. So here it is negative, positive and negative. Sorry, positive, negative and positive. We need the positive region. That means x should be between, sorry, x should be less than half O. X should be greater than 3. This is our solution set. Okay. D. What is it about D? We did a similar one last day also. If x is 2 over x. If x equals 2 over x. And they say x is not equal to 0 as well. If it is equal to 0, what happens? This becomes an unidentified form. That means denominator can't have a 0 value. And then what? Gx equals 1. So, oh my god. Yeah, you can see a little. So what is our condition? Gx should be greater than the fx. Yeah. So 2 over x should be less than 1. When is this thing going to happen? When we multiply both sides by the 1 x, we can't do it. Why? We discussed yesterday. Because x can be negative or positive. If it is negative, the side changes. So we have to multiply both sides with the x to the power 2. What happens? 1x cancels in this side. It is 2x is greater than, so sorry, less than x to the x power 2. So x minus 2x is greater than 0. X times x minus 2 is greater than 0. So points are what? What are those? 0 and 2. So the positive regions will be like this. Minus, plus. We can take x should be either less than 0 or x should be greater than 2. Yeah. If you graph this, you will understand how these graphs are going to come. So it's good if you can remember the graph of y equals 1 over x. Let's try to graph that. Try yourself to graph. Think some numbers. That's the best way. Think some values for x and then figure out y. How much will be y? This is x, this is y. Now try to graph this one, y equals 1 over x. Let's just put some values here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What is going to be? When x is 1, y is 1. It's like somewhere here. When x is 2, y is half. That means value is reducing. When x is 3, it is 1 over 3. It's again reducing. It's like when x is 100, or when x is 10, 0.1. When you can see that when the number increases, value of y decreases. And when you think beyond 1, like when closer to 0, let's think in between 0.5. When it is 0.5, 1 divided by 0.5, how much? It's going to be 2. It's increasing. When it is like 0.1, it's getting 10. What is happening? It's getting bigger. When you join those, you can understand the graph has this kind of a curve. And it never touches this x-axis or y-axis because always there is a value. When x is 0, it goes to infinity, which is it is a undefined format. And what is about the negative side? The same thing from the negative side. The curve will be like this. You can substitute some values from your mind. So if it was like 2 over x, now the equation given to us is 2 over x. The only difference will be this two lines will be contracted to a x-axis, sorry, yes, towards y-axis. So this when x is 1, the y will be 2. This will be the point. This will be again minus 2. So what is our gx here? This is like fx, okay? This is like fx and gx is 1. It's like y equals 1. So we can draw the graph y equals 1. What is happening? It goes from here. So see, from this region onwards, this red color line is over the fx. That means gx is over fx. And beyond 0, what is happening again? Beyond 0, all these parts, the curve, fx curve is always below the red line. See, when x is below 0, the values of x is below 0, this curve is, the black line, black color curve is below the line. And beyond 2 also, that is happening. Okay. What about f? Let's try f. Try to do it yourself before I do. Two over x plus 1 2 over x plus 1 should be less than 8. and they say x is not equal to -1 as well. So what we can do? Can multiply both sides by x plus 1. Is that? No, we can't. Why? We have to make sure that if we are multiplying both sides with an unknown term, it should be a positive value to make no difference to this inequality sign. So we have to multiply both sides by x plus 1 to the power 2. What is the answer going to be? 1 cancels off here. Yeah. So 2x plus 2 should be less than 8 times x squared plus 2x plus 1. So 8x squared in the other side. Here comes 16x minus 2x. So it will be 14x. 8 minus 2. It is going to be 6 and greater than 0. Can divide everything by 2. So we are having 4x to the power 2 plus 7x plus 3 should be greater than 0. Yeah, easily we can see that it's like 12. 12 we can take by again 4 and 3. So 4x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 3 should be greater than 0. So 4x x plus 1 plus 3 x plus 1 should be greater than 0. So factors are x plus 1 and 4x plus 3 should be greater than 0. So 1 will be minus 1. The other point will be minus 3 over 4. So actually from our pattern, we can easily say that when there are two factors only, we know what in this part should be plus. This part is going to be negative and this part is going to be positive again. That is the level of factors that we need when we should be sure when there are two factors. This is going to be the way our solution set going to be. Yeah, so how much? So x should be either less than 1 or x should be greater than minus 3 over 4. This is our solution set. And they say also x is not equal to 1 as well. Let's try to graph this. Who can graph it? X is y is 2 over x plus 1 equals 2 divided by x plus 1. See, and what is it above? Okay, y equals 8. But
Solution is there, right?
sorry,
Only one solution.
no, in this part, see, that's a very good question that you asked. In the earlier example also, how many points of intersections were there? Here is only one point of intersection, but we have got how many solutions? Two solutions. Try to figure out why is it happening. Try to figure out. In the earlier examples we did before this is going to be 1 over x things, what happened? We could see that 2 points of intersections were there, but in these graphs we have only 1 point of intersection but two solution sets. How is it possible? So what is the this point? Think about yeah, you can take the intersect. Yeah, yeah. Here you we can see it. What is this point? Minus 0.75. This is okay. We can see this point. What happens beyond that point? That means if I draw the similar axis here, beyond this point, what is happening? The straight line is above the curve. It's okay. What about beyond -1 also? It's again above the curve. If you look closely, there is no value exists when x is equal to 1. It doesn't matter for us. Why? It is said our solution set comes less than -1. So the place where this fx is above only this part. See, if I make this line, I'm not sure whether it is clear to you, but look at these numbers. From which region? -3.4 to 1, only in this region. This curve is in the upside. Okay. Dinesh, is it clear to you why is it not going to intersect 2 times? Why? Because this starts from the negative infinity when it is just right beyond -1. Okay.
I didn't get that.
Okay. I will erase this part. Let's just keep the solution set only. I think this doing this sum is not that hard, but understanding this is hard. It looks like hard. Okay. Okay. So what is our values of fx were? Fx were 2 over x plus 1, and gx was equal to 8. So we have no problem with the gx because it is going, it's just a parallel line to x-axis. But what about fx? It is 2 over x plus 1. So if I just draw a table of values with x and fx here, try to figure out. I am just putting some values. I am taking -1 as the center. So then this is -2, -3, and here it is 0 and 1. Try to figure out the value for fx. What are the values? When x is -3, -3 plus 1, -2, -2 divided by 2, it's going to be -1. When x is -2 or -2, it's going to be -1. So it is -2. In between here, we can't actually have this value because it is said x is not equal to -1. So when if we just put it at -1, what happens? -1 plus 1, it goes to 0. So 2 divided by 0, it is an undefined form. So if you see something is getting divided by 0, it is not defined in mathematics. Okay. And what is the most dangerous number in maths also? It is again 0. So mathematicians do not like the things with 0. Okay. So things getting messed up. Okay, so we can't have because this is not defined. They are saying x is not equal. And when you are going to the right side of -1, when we put 0, it is 2. And here it's going to be 1. Okay. So think in which place this negative and positive conversion happens. It is happening besides
-1.
the -1. The this has a what in the place of -1 to the right side, just in the right side of -1, the values of fx are positive. To the left of -1, all the values become what? They become negative. Okay. The very closer values gives us very higher negative values. So we get only one cutting point if we draw it gx here. The reason we are not getting 2 points of intersection is this, when it's after this minus point, it's not starting from plus infinity, it jumps to the minus infinity and comes. So it's like it is starting from minus infinity. So we can't have 2 points of intersection. Actually, this graph is not a continuous graph. We call it has a asymptote of x equals 1. We will discuss this in the future lessons. Okay. So
Okay.
if it is still not understandable, just don't worry because we will discuss this a lot in the future. Just have some rough idea. Okay, we don't need this kind of a graphical representation for this question, but if you have that understanding, that is a very plus point for you. That's why I am discussing it. Okay. And then the challenge question. What is the challenge? Sketch the graphs. They have already given the sketch as well. Never mind. Let's do it quickly. X squared minus 4x minus 12. X equals x squared minus 4x minus 12. And what is it about gx? 6 plus 5x minus x squared. 6 plus 5x minus x squared. So okay, when fx is greater than gx, so less than. Okay, actually, we can algebraically find this one, and let's try to figure it out graphically as well. First, let's find the points of intersection. We can just equalize two quadratic equation. What is the difference with the earlier questions? Now it is just two curves. Earlier we only deal with one is a curve and another one was a straight line. But here both of these two are two equations represent. Both of these are two quadratic equations. So even though it is the case, it's similar to the earlier occasion. So what you can have x squared minus 4x minus 12 should be equal to, when at the points of intersection, these two equations should be equal. So 5x minus x squared. how much we are getting. It's like 2x squared minus 9x minus 18 equals 0. Squared minus, we can't divide. Minus 36. How to take minus 36? 12 times 3. So 2x squared minus 12x plus 3x minus 18. 2x, x minus 6 plus 3, x minus 6 again equals 0. So x minus 6 times 2x plus 3 equals 0. So what are our points? Yeah, x should be equal to 6. Oh, x should be equal to minus 3 over 2. That means 1.5. And what are our values of fx? When x is 6, fx going to be 6 to the power 2, 36 minus 24 minus 12. It's 0. So 0, 6 comma 0 is 1 point. And what is the other point? And it is minus 3.2. That means, yeah. Can have 9 divided by 4 plus 4 times 12. 12 over 2 minus 12. If we take a common denominator, we can have 4. 24 plus 9, 33 minus 48. So it's going to be minus 15 over 4. So minus 3 over 2, comma, minus 15 over 4. If we graph these, what is our answer going to be?
X is between minus 1.5 and 6.
Minus 1.5 and
6.
6. Yeah, I hope so. Let's see. The fx has a minimum shape. And what is the minimum value is minus 12. So it will be having this kind of a shape. Okay. Actually, if you can make this part as a complete square, it's much easier. That means if you can figure out the axis of symmetry is 2 here, then it is also a plus. As I said, if that is hard, that means you have not done that means you need to re-watch the chapter 2. Okay. Okay, so this is like this. And what is the other graph? This is maximum shape graph, and the maximum value is 6. Yeah. So what they're asking, where the region fx, the minimum shape curve. Oh. Where the red curve is below the black curve. In which region? You can see in this from here to here. Only in this part, this red curve is below the black curve. That means we have already found this point of intersection. Here x value is minus 1.5 and here it is 6. So our solution set is x is greater than minus 1.5 and less than 6. Are these things clear to you, Manu? Manu, is it clear? I'm happy that today all of you are available. Okay, if you are not getting these discussion points, just ask me, okay? Okay. Regarding this question, I'm trying to relate this to our next step. I'm asking you to enclose the region bounded by uh, these two graphs. So what will be enclosing means the covering. What is our covering area? It's going to be this part. See. And if I ask you, I'm going to erase this calculation part. What was our fx? Fx was if I am asking you like this, what is the region fx is greater than x squared minus 4x minus 12? Shade the region. Now try to think it. Shade the region where x squared minus fx is greater than this amount. How to do that part? Think. This is our graph. This was our graph. What? X squared minus 4x minus 12. If we plot it, it will be like this. But the values of fx, or the values that we are thinking for fx, should be greater than this. That means if we are thinking just a value for x, think x equals 3. Okay. When x is 3, the value of fx should be larger than the value that we are taking by this. If we substitute it to this part, what will be 9? 9 minus is 24. How much? Minus 15, can't be. Yeah. How much we are getting? Minus 15, no? Yeah, minus 15. The point on this curve will be minus 15, but we need the regions where upper than in this line. If we go this side, that values are higher than minus 15. So what is the region? This is our region. What is where the fx values are higher than the given function. Okay. If you're not getting it, I will make it a little simpler. And we have to make this as a dotted line because it is not equal as well. Fx cannot be equal. I will make it much simpler now. Think like this. X is, try to draw these lines. X equals 2. How to draw it on the grid? No. Can easily do it. X, Y. Where is X is 2? It's something here, no? So X equals 2 means a parallel line to Y axis going through 2. So if I want the region where x is greater than 2, what should I have to do? I have to shade the beyond here. So I can shade everything here. What is this shaded region? It is the region where I would say x is greater than 2. And since this is not a dotted line, I can say this region is x is greater than or equal to 2. But if I need the greater than part, I will have to denote it like by making this line a dashed line. That means this is not equal to this part. Okay. So again think, I need the region where y is greater than x. How to take it? Just forget the inequality and think it like a equal sign. Y equal x. So what is our line? Y equals x will be like this, which is going in between. Okay. This is y equals x. And I need the values of y should be greater than x. Think if it is x is 1, y should be greater than 1. That means 2 or something. If x is minus 5, y should be greater than minus 5. That means minus 3, minus 2, something like that. So what will be the region? We have to take which are in the upper side of this red line. And now think this can be equal or greater than x. So it is not going to be a dotted line. So if someone asks you, shade the region where both of these, or select the region where x is greater than 2 and y is greater than x or equal x. Then what is the region that we have to select? It should satisfy both of these inequalities. It's going to be what? The region where both of these two are happening. This is the part that we can have, no? So in a final graph, you have to draw this part will be a complete line, but the upper side will be a dashed line, and you have to color this part. Okay, this is the sectored area. This is y equals x and x equals 2, and this is the region where y is greater than x and x is also greater than 2. Okay. I hope since we have done a lot of discussion in the earlier part as well, this might not be a very strange part to you. Shall we start the exercise 3G? Okay. Try it yourself. Exercise 3G. Okay. Start doing it. Three G. Now it's beyond 3G, no? Now it's like I think 5G or 6G is also there.
What are the questions?
Exercise 3G. Start from the first one. I will let you know. Okay, what we'll be discussing. One. One, three, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. 5, 6, and 7. So how many curves? Now you have to draw 3 lines and find out the. You will have to make 3 lines. Okay. Don't worry if you have to draw like 10 sketches for this. It's okay. Okay, it's okay to waste 5, 3, 4 pages some question like this. You will learn many things. Okay, so y equals x minus 2. If I draw y equals x minus 2, that means it is going through the interception is minus 2 here, and it has a curve like this. And if I want the region above that, everything in this side equals x minus 2. Then what is y equals 4x? 4x means it has a very y equals x. We know it is something going in the middle of this. 4x means there is no intersection, so the point of intersection is 0, and it has a very higher curve, gradient. It's like the, by now you know that the gradient of a curve is, we can take from the tan value of the this angle that is making with the x-axis. If we are getting that tan value, that means the angle will be beyond 75 degrees as well, which is a very high. Like this, yeah. This is y equals 4x. And what about y is less than 5 minus x? So then it has a negative slant, which is this is y equals 5 minus x. So what is the region that we need for the first inequality? We have to take y should be greater than x minus 2. That means we can't have that EC being equal to this line, the values in the upside. Okay. Then what? Y should be greater than 4x. No, less than 4x. When we consider this line, the y value should be in the downside. Okay. And it cannot be equal to that as well. Okay. In the downside. And then what is happening? Y can be equal or less than 5 minus x. This is 5 minus x. If it is y greater than, it will be here. Less than means it is in this side. It can be equal here. So what is the region? It will be this part. Okay. I just did it within using a one diagram. So you could have done this within having like 2 or 3 diagram. It's okay. Okay. That means this is the final answer that I wanted to show. So before that you could have drawn like this. It should be beyond here. And when you draw this line, what happens? Then you are representing it should be below here with a different color. And when you draw that line, you know that it's going to be here as well. So the point where all these 3 intersections are going to happen, you have to select. And then you can draw it in a new graph like this. Okay. Imasha, did you understand? Okay. Sunal, is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, if you need any kind of an explanation, just ask me. Actually, some of these parts you have done in the O levels as well. Okay. Very little bit of new theories. So if you want, you can before drawing the graph, this is in the factorized format. If it is hard for you to sketch this, you can remove this factorizing part and make it a quadratic equation and look what will be the graph. So it's kind of easy to think by this way also. Why? By equalizing these two zeros, you can understand from where that curve is going to cut the x-axis, and we can have this is minus, this is plus, so this is a minimum, sorry, yeah, maximum shape graph, which is a curve is like this. And what will be the maximum point? That is that thing we have to think about. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be minus 2n plus 3, where this curve is, yeah, it's like this. How I pick these 2 points? If I draw this graph, quadratic equation in the graph, these 2 points are the points where this quadratic equation is going to meet the x-axis. From these two factors, I can pick it. And thinking for this is a equation, is straight line, but it is a bit complicated when I see it like this. So I am rearranging it as y should be greater than x, 3 minus x. Now it is much convenient for myself. So how can I see? Intersection point is 3 and x should be, it has a negative gradient. And if you think more, when is it going to cut the x-axis, that means y should be 0. So it's like if it is 3 minus x, 0 minus 3 minus x, so it should be 3 again. That means what? It is going through this point as well. So this will be our graph. And what is our region, they are asking? Y should be greater than this amount. That means to the this side of the graph, to this side from this straight line, and y should be less than this curve, downside of the curve. Okay, so what is the region? Yeah, this is our region. For this straight line, it said it can be equal also, so it not need to be a dashed line. But for the curve, what do we need? We need a dashed line because it is not equal, it should be less than. So for this part, it is mandatory to draw it in a dotted line. how to do this question. So if I'm going to do a little theory part, that means not a new theory part, I'm going to make you remember. So if the equation of a line is in this format, x plus a to the power 2 plus b, in this format, this part gives you the axis of symmetry. That means equalizing this part, you can have what, x equals minus l. So this part gives you the axis of symmetry, and this part gives you what, maximum or minimum point. If the coefficient of x here is positive, it's going to be a minimum shape, so this will be the minimum value. If the coefficient of x is negative, then it is a maximum shape, so the maximum value is again b. So if you look at the first equation, it is what it is looks like, y equals x minus 3 squared plus 0. So our this is a minimum shape graph, so our minimum value will be 0, and the axis of symmetry, if we equalize this to 0, x becomes 3. So we are going to have a equation, only 3 it will touch here. Okay, what else we need? It's better if we can solve this part a bit. That means y should be greater than 5 minus x. Again, greater than 5 minus x. So when y is 0, x is 5. Oops. What else? This is again, y should be less than x minus 1. Minus 1 here. When y is 0, x should be 1. Yeah. Okay, 3 lines will look like this. So what is the region? What is it going to be? The values of for the first curve, it should be up here. Okay, something in this bucket. Okay, and what else? For the second part, y should be less than, sorry, greater than, again beyond this line. Okay, it is in this side again. What else? Y should be less than this. That means from this side of the line again. So to satisfy all these three, this will be the region that we have to select. And this part, it cannot be equal, so it should be a dotted line. What else? Second, this should be equal, and the last part also, it cannot be equal. Okay, your answer should look like this. Okay, now it's 1:30. Has any of you tried question 6 and 7? Sabri, did you
Still
try?
doing.
Sorry, is it Dinush? You told you
Still
tried?
doing.
You finished?
No, still doing.
Still doing. Okay. So I think now this knowledge will be enough for you to try these things. Okay. Mm. It will be the similar things again. It will be some two curves like that. Let's do like this. Uh, I will send you a tomorrow is also a holiday for yourself. So on Friday night, I will send you a assignment. Okay, I'm not going to give you this assignment to look for the giving you some marks, but I need to have an idea how much of the lesson have you grabbed. So from this part of chapter review, I will send you some questions considering all the things that we discussed up to now. And if you all of you have answered that part, that means it will be questions, there will be like 5 to 10 questions. If you have answered those questions successfully, I can get the idea that you have learned, you are okay with the unit. Okay, so then from the next week Tuesday I will start mechanics. If that means I you need me to send the feedback before Monday night. Okay, I think the time will be enough for you to try out. So it will not take like more than 2 hours or 3 hours of yourself to do the assignment. So, and I will send that in the Google Classroom as well. Hope you are familiar with Google Classroom. If anyone of you are not familiar, they can again ask me. So depending on your answers, I will uh, straight away jump into mechanics part or go for discussion of the review part as well. Okay. Okay, and actually, I need your response. That is the most important thing I need. I am happy that all of you are connected today and wait here until the last moment. And I hope your feedback for that as well. Okay, are there anything that you have to clarify from the things that we discussed today or earlier?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Okay, so ah, I am giving you a little bit of a thing to think. Okay, today is a free day, so you could guys do this. This is not a hard one. What is the simple question? There is a circle. Okay, and I give you four lines. How many lines? Four lines and a circle. You need me to tell what is the maximum number of parts that you can divide this circle using four lines. Okay, that means you can use one line at a once. So if you divide like this, how many parts? Now you are getting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, like that you try to figure out what is the maximum number of divisions that you can make using four lines. Okay, okay, try to figure it out.
Okay.
That's a extra thing. Okay, so thank you all for connecting today. See you guys on Tuesday and enjoy the freedom tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.